trip, huh?
Yeah.
On a tour of America's most famous UFO hotspots.
I hear that.
I cannot believe we're going to see Area 51.
Welcome to What the Flick, everybody. Ben Mankiewicz, Matt Atchity from Rotten Tomatoes, Alonso Duralde from Movie Line, and one of these two comic book dorks is now going to tell you about Paul.
Paul stars Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as a couple of slightly overweight nerds that go to Comic-Con. Nothing to do with Alonso and nothing at all. They go to Comic-Con. They decide they're going to, because they're English, they want to drive across the country. They rent a Winnebago. They're driving all the way out to Area 51, and they run into, lo and behold, an alien.
Hi. I'm Paul.
What have you done to him?
He fainted.
Yeah, but you made him faint.
But it's not like I set my phaser to faint.
You've got a phaser?
Oh, God. I really need your help. This is a matter of life and death. Heads up. We just got reassigned.
I want E.T. back in his fishbowl or dead ASAP.
Hey! Reese's Pieces! Yes, thank you.
What if he inserts a probe into our you-know-what?
Apparently they don't do that.
Anyone want one of these? Anyone?
This film reunites Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, the stars of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, as well as the British TV series Spaced.
And they co-wrote this as
And
well.
they co-wrote the film under the direction of Greg Mottola, who did Superbad and The Day Trippers. It's a very funny movie. The only caveat I have is that if you are not a stone-cold sci-fi nerd, this movie is not going to be aimed at you.
Right. The last act of this movie, you're going to miss most of the jokes because most of the jokes are situational jokes in that somebody will say a line from Alien or Star Trek or
Close
Star
Encounters.
Wars or Close Encounters.
You need to know the name of the dog in the original Battlestar Galactica and
Right.
who Tweaky is, or you're not going to get 90% of this movie.
Okay, I can definitively say that is not the case because I don't know what you're talking about. And although, yes, there are plenty of moments there where your sort of ability to recall science fiction films and those references would help a tremendous amount, I still enjoyed it. I don't think it really made that much difference. No,
okay,
No,
good.
probably not. As someone, you could answer that as someone who's not seen Star Wars. I've just outed you.
No, I've seen Star Wars. I just cover your ears. Didn't really like it.
And now the comments explode.
Yeah, I was going to say the page is on fire.
It's not that I didn't like it, just overrated.
But there's a really great comic cast here. I mean,
Right.
in the trailer you've got you see Jane Lynch and Jason Bateman and Bill Hader and Lo Truglio and there's
Right.
a whole lot more.
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig.
Morning. He's from another world.
He cannot be from space. It's not possible.
You saw it for yourself. He's right
there.
Are they looking? Are they looking right now?
I saw this movie at South by Southwest, actually in a double feature with Bridesmaids, the other Kristen Wiig movie that's coming out later this year, and she is going to be like our next big comedy star from these two movies, I think.
Greg Mottola had her with Bill Hader in Adventureland, the other film he's done.
Oh, that's
He really
true,
Hasn't
you're
made
right,
He hasn't made a bad movie. Kristen Wiig's character, she's a Christian fundamentalist, and I was actually uncomfortable in the very beginning because I thought it was too much talking down. I thought it was too snotty. But then she manages to sort of give the character depth and make her interesting and make it a little complicated, and where it could have continued down this sort of mocking stereotypical path, I think it had a little more complication, which made it a little easier for me.
Maybe briefly, but I think that then she kind of turns the corner going in the other direction and becomes almost a caricature in a different way.
Yeah.
And I thought there's this
fair
brief,
point.
But
brief moment.
she gives the character dignity, I think.
She definitely gives the character dignity. You don't mock the character, and she's so good in general.
And Seth Rogen as Paul the alien, I have not been the biggest fan of his voiceover work up till now, like in the Spiderwick Chronicles and Kung Fu Panda. I like him as a comedian. I don't think he's that great as a voiceover guy, but in this film, I think he really gives a performance. He really brings that sort of blobby CG creation gives it a real life and a real personality.
Yeah, I thought there was it could have easily just been a movie for you guys. But
Oh, Mr. Sports, you're such a tough guy.
but the rest of us, you're out there watching basketball and chasing skirt.
How did you go invisible?
Like Predator. It's a camouflage response, but you can do it anytime you want.
Anytime.
Expert.
Whatever, dude.
You and Robert Osborne like to knock back a few brews.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Go cruise some chicks.
I just thought there was a sweetness to it. Not always, but and a sensitivity almost more than a sweetness. It came and went. It wasn't there all the time, and sometimes the pacing seemed a little odd.
I'm seeing Simon Pegg and Nick Frost together. I'm expecting the frenetic pacing of an Edgar Wright movie. And you don't have that here. You have something more like Mottola's other work.
Yeah.
And you know, on a certain level, remind me of Superbad, in that Superbad gets very raunchy, but there's this sweetness kind of to it.
Numbers.
I'm gonna go 8.
All right, nicely done. You liked it a lot. Liked it better than Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah, smidge. I would recommend both films. Absolutely.
I'm a little bit under where my score was for the Lincoln Lawyer. I'm giving it a 7. I think they're both great films, but I think Lincoln Lawyer is a little bit of a stronger film.
I agree with you. I liked Paul. I'm going to also give it a 7. I recommend that people take their dork friends to go see it. Just messing around.
Who need love to?
7.3 from Paul. We're recommending both. I'm actually surprised at the critics who don't like Paul. I'm surprised. What's its number on the tomato meter?
It's at 68% last I checked.
Well, we're giving it a higher grade than that. We're at 7.3. So go see Paul and go check out our other review and see that, and then go see Lincoln Lawyer as well.
Don't worry, I got it all under control.
What are you doing?
Just watch.
It's a miracle. Why would you do that?
I'm not gonna eat a dead bird, am I?